We are back after our short break with Lawrence Walker, who shared with us from being a young artist, from pens and paper, to the amazing video recording machines at the back, on the back, to now trailblazing into the African American history and education. Now, Lawrence shared to us earlier the importance of heritage and education, as well as how it could impact positive social impact towards our communities right now, knowing that if we understand where we came from, we will truly know our North Star. We will truly know where we're heading, especially at these times. Now, Lawrence, we are so excited to hear as well your work in the Lawrence Walker Foundation. It goes beyond the museum, and we cannot overlook the significant impact as well of the Lawrence Walker Foundation and purehistory.org. Would you share us a little bit about this foundation, even the inspiration from the books that you've written? Walk us through the foundation and its role in supporting the African American history preservation.
Yes, once again, after I started talking about earlier about the
Mhm.
various production companies and network TV stations I worked at in New York, I launched off with a friend of mine and we started doing documentaries, and other commercial projects and weddings. And then I just came up with the idea after watching Ken Burns with his documentaries in the 90s. I said, I can do that. So because I'm a visionary, because I see history is all around me to me, I feel I have a story to tell too. So I said to my partner at that time, let's start doing documentaries. Had a hard week. We know the work towards its filming, editing, and we both have the creative juices to come up with the ideas. It's getting the funding. So me and my
Mm.
partner, we eventually split ways. He went his way because he was working with National Basketball Association there in Sea
Oh,
Caucus, right outside New York. So,
wow.
and I wanted to focus on documentaries and tell the story. So I started filming, as I indicated early, filming and focusing on African American history as it
Mhm.
pertains to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and across the country. Little that I know, I was building a collection of research, tons and tons of research, tons and
Mhm.
tons of photographs, film interviews of prominent historians in the tri-state area and across the country. And I still, that collection is bigger than what it is now after 15, 20 years. So uh, I decided I got to put God forbid if something happens to me, I got to put
Mhm.
a foundation in my name so the collection is protected. And my sisters won't
Mhm.
come and think, oh, this is garbage. Throw it away. Throw it in the toy. Throw it in the garbage, the dumpster. No. I said, if you mess up my stuff, I'm going to come down from the heavens and I'm going to bop you on the head. You won't have no peace if you're home with your husband. That's another story too. So, so I just said, put together a foundation. So I hired an accountant and she helped me put together that foundation, the 501(c)(3), to protect my work. And then eventually Pure History came into fruition. And then
Mhm.
eventually Sankofa came into play too.
I see. I see. Now we understand. So I'm curious though, was there a light bulb moment that really struck you in this experience of going around the state, state to state, documenting things? Was there a moment that just struck you and said, I think this is what I'd like to do? What was that moment, and how it has shaped Sankofa right now and the foundation and purehistory.org?
Well, as I indicated, I was taught early on in college.
Mm-hmm.
When I took my first photography class, that sparked me, and the instructors told you, well, first assignment was to go out and shoot in black and white. Not too many
Mm,
people shoot in black and white, but black and white is a creative way of being your eye behind that lens and you seeing what's around you and
mhm,
telling the story. So that sparked me. I've always had the creative juice because I was photographing and painting and drawing all the time. I had the passion in me. So everything around me is elements of telling the story. So
mhm.
as I got older, I said, it's a lot of rich history in this state of New Jersey
Mhm.
from the 16, 17, 1800s, and nobody's done the media part. I'm going to do it. So, yeah, there are books out here and there, but too often it's hard to find an African American that can do the media part of it and tell the story and
Mm.
document our history because it should be told. And not so much New Jersey, yes, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, because it's a lot of rich history. And the Underground Railroad, as sure you know, goes from the South all the way up to Canada and across the country. That
Mhm.
was my first massive idea is do a 6 hour documentary on our
Wow.
history, but I didn't have the budget for it. I
Mhm.
met up with when I was filming all these historians in the tri-state area. I went to Pennsylvania to Temple University and as a historian, he passed away. His name is Charles Bloxer. He was one of the main historians for the Underground Railroad and slavery. And
Mhm.
I got to interview with him. A one-man show by myself, my camera, my lighting, and everything. When I'm ready to do something, I do it. I don't hesitate. I don't wait. Once I
Mm.
get the interview, what day, what time, I'm there. Jumped in my car, packed everything
Yep.
up, went to Temple University. He said, I'm only going to give you about 20 minutes, sir. So I'm like, okay. Well,
20 minutes. All the drive, 20 minutes.
once I set him down, the lighting, everything, and I was taught to you shoot to learn to edit. In other words,
Mhm.
I set up my camera, positioned it, had him in front of me. I'm sitting, and the camera's over my shoulder, and I ask the questions. You shoot to edit, as what I was taught, and that's which most shooters know. Give you enough, get enough of footage that when it goes to the editor, he or she knows how to slice and dice and put the story together and put it out. But I'm documenting this major historian that's
Mhm.
passed away now, and I have him on film and storage, as well as a lot of other historians. But I filmed him instead of 20 minutes, he gave me an hour because
Oh,
the questions I was asking him, once you get them talking and you get them
right.
relaxed, I got
Mhm.
him. I got him. I couldn't make him cry like Oprah Winfrey did, so I didn't have to. But he knew I was asking the right questions that
Mm.
sparked his interest. And once again, somebody like him that tells you you're going to give me 20 minutes, in my head, I'm like, you're not going to give me 20 minutes. I'm going to get more than that. And I got an
Mhm.
hour. And then at the end of the interview, as I'm packing up my things, ready to leave, he even took me to a room outside his office, a door that was locked. He said, I'm going to show you something, Mr. Walker. And he took me in this room and he pulled this shelf out and he had a newspaper clipping covered up, an original letter
Mhm.
of one of the historians that was with Harriet Tubman. And he wrote a letter focusing on slavery and Underground Railroad. And he had a whole bunch of things in this room. And I said to him, Charles Blockson, man, are you afraid that okay, this is at Temple University. Are you afraid somebody might put a match to this building and you're gonna lose everything?
Mm.
He said,
Mhm.
no, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about that because everything's been database, photograph
Okay.
scan, put into a computerized database. And he said to me, Mr. Walker, what are you going to do with these interviews? I said, well, I want to do a documentary, a six
Mhm.
hour documentary on the Underground Railroad and slavery. He said, okay, that's good. You got a budget for that? I said,
Mm.
no, everything I do is out of my pocket. I don't beg people for money. I was taught by a mother, when you're ready to do something, you do it. You don't wait for somebody to hand you something, just go
Mhm.
and do it. And that's all I know.
Stay tuned for the next episode.